Makes its way back in. Red light is on. About to go here in the third, the Heineken 3 maiden. They stand a bit better. Gates have opened. They're off and racing, and towards the outside, Shoes of Ekra in company with Mr. Fahrenheit. Marxian jump best of all, and from the inside, Ayoka Frost is going to push up and be right there with them, and also close handy Walker Mile and Devalera Park settling down. A length away, Sassy in red down on the inside of Pambella, 3 deep outside of those, and just losing its spot there is Pyro. Shecky's mate next. Aragain settled a fair way back, about 7 lengths off the leader, Shoes of Ekra, which has now got control of the speed. 900 from home. Second from last, Liquidity. Forgotten War down on the inside is next to last. Coming along the riverside of the track, Shoes of Ekra was joined now by Marxian, who was able to kick up inside of it. Now Marxian's gone to the top from Shoes of Ekra. Over on the inside, Ayoka Frost is travelling third. About to move off around them, 3 wide. Mr. Fahrenheit, he's pulled his way up there to join these leaders at the 600. Then Walker Mile, Devalera Park around them. Not getting a lot of luck though from its draw. Then further back, Sassy in red. Pambella's in the middle, and then came Pyro 3 deep. On the rail, Shecky's made Aragain back there, third from last. In front of Liquidity and also Forgotten War. Into the home straight they turn. Shoes of Ekra led. Mr. Fahrenheit claimed it very quickly. They've booted well clear, this pair. 3 in front from Walker Mile. In behind them, Ayoka Frost. Shoes of Ekra down to the 200. Mr. Fahrenheit under pressure. Shoes of Ekra responds and sneaks away from Mr. Fahrenheit, who's come to the end of his run. And Shoes of Ekra draws clear late. Shoes of Ekra beat Mr. Fahrenheit. Down the outside, Aragain grabbing third from Pambella. Then Walker Mile and Ayoka Frost. Devalera Park was next home. In behind them from last, Forgotten War in front of Liquidity. Then Shecky's mate, Pyro compounding after being deep all the way. Marxian knocked up from the corner, and the last of them home is Sassy in red. Shoes of Ekra is the winner. $18.54.60, ridden by Brodie Kirby. Led them early before Marxian was able to kick up underneath of it and take over, but Shoes of Ekra dropped it off on the corner, and then when challenged by Mr. Fahrenheit, found all the answers. Number 2, Shoes of Ekra, first up since finishing last in the Belmont Guineas, trained by Peter Lynch, by Ekra from Lady Three Shoes, owned by the Lynch Farm. And Brodie Kirby here aboard the winner at its 7th career run has proven much too strong. Second placing to Mr. Fahrenheit, took off at about the 650 mark after being in a pretty favourable spot before then, by reward for effort from Lady Gwendolyn for Nick and Sharon Petrides, Johnny and Jenny Mars, Nick Cox, M. Tyrus, Carty Racing, D. Hyman, the One for the Road Syndicate, trained by Trevor Andrews, ridden by Jared Noski. Third, number 12, finishing hard from well back, Aragain, by Niagara from Athenry, trained by Ted Martinovich. Jason Whiting, the rider for J. Martin, B. Auld and Mrs. T. L. Auld. 2 1/4 lengths by 1 with the margins, and the times 1:32.16 in pretty unfavourable conditions there, that strong wind. So they won't be able to break any records, nor will they break any records here this afternoon, having to contend with this very, very powerful westerly. So to the next race for the Amelia Park Handicap over 1100. No changes there forthcoming in race number 4. And it's 3, 4, 7 and 8. And Semigel really looks awfully hard to beat on its return to racing this afternoon. Lines up against what is not a very strong field whatsoever. Well, let's go down now to Mark Warwood, who's with us in the winner's enclosure today, and he's with Peter Lynch, of course, and Shoes of Ekra. Did it pretty tough there at the head of the field, Mark.
Really good training performance by Peter Lynch. First up today, just the one trial. Now, you were talking off camera before, you reckon this horse doesn't handle the wet conditions. You must be glad it was race number 3 today rather than race number 7.
Got to be lucky sometime.
Tell us a little bit about your training establishment. How many horses you got in training at the moment?
I only got 3, Mark.
Just the 3? And any of them are ready in work to come to the races?
Sorry?
Any of them coming to the races anytime soon, apart from the winner today?
One will be trialling probably in 2 weeks' time. That's a filly, All-American filly, Lady America. She's been out, came back in a fortnight after this guy here, so, you know, we'll be moving along in about a fortnight's time.
Now, this horse has only had the 6 starts or the 7 start today. You entered him in the Belmont Guineas. You must have a little bit of an opinion about him.
Well, he just couldn't handle the wet. He was swishing his tail, you know, at the 1,000. He just didn't want to go. Didn't want to go. The girls stopped riding him in the straight.
And where to next? Presumably a Class 1 handicap with this horse?
Well, that's one of the options, isn't it?
It certainly is. Congratulations on the win, Peter.
Thanks so much.
Peter Lynch there, the owner and trainer of Shoes of Accra. First up, 130 days off the track, just the one trial, and he beat the one horse home in the trial. He says he doesn't like the wet ground. Well, he's got in early today.
Yes, lucky the race wasn't a couple of races later, because this rain does appear to be ominous. It'll be interesting to get Brodie Kirby's thoughts on the race there. Brodie, the race appeared to be muddlingly ran. Talk us through how it unfolded for you out there.
Yeah, it jumped pretty well, and the only run it sat on pace, it ran really well, so that was always the plan. We had to do a bit to get there, and once I was there, I just tried to get it into a rhythm and settled, and surprisingly, it's still on the bridle at 600, and ran well with the headwind, the arse end behind him, and straight, he kept going.
You were behind the barriers for quite a while. The last one to go in, you were toweling the horse down. Did he get himself a little bit worked up beforehand?
Yeah, he did have himself worked up, which is never really a good thing, but a few of them were. It's a bit windy here today, so that will play a factor in the way the races run, I think.
How is the headwind out there? We've seen the last 2 leaders win, which goes against the norm usually.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's as long as you get them into the straight, you're pretty happy to be there. I'm just glad my horse sort of settled when I asked it to, and yeah, it was grabbed the bridle at the right time and kept going.
And it must be good to get a winner in town after a little bit of a lead run for your standards lately.
Oh, it's been real hard. Everyone sort of dropped me off, and I feel forgotten about, but trying to stay positive, keep working, and good to Pete to shut me on. He's a friendly guy and always saying hello in the morning, so good for him.
Well, it's great to see you riding a winner here at headquarters, a rider with plenty of talent. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Brodie Kirby there after taking out the 3rd event here with Shoes of Accra. First up, over 1,500 metres.